Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the fascinating secrets behind ordinary-looking coins that could turn out to be worth a small fortune. And today's journey begins with a coin so common in your pocket change yet so potentially valuable that it might just leave you stunned, the 2007 USA 1-cent coin. A coin with a face value of merely 1 cent but whose extraordinary quirks and minting anomalies have driven its collector value up to an impressive $102, making it one of the hidden gems of modern coin collecting history. So if you've ever glanced at your loose change and wondered if anything in there might be worth more than face value, this is the moment to find out, because the 2007 penny, minted in Denver, is not just any other copper-plated zinc coin. It's a treasure that has caught the attention of seasoned numismatists and passionate collectors alike due to a combination of rare errors, minting defects, and special varieties that slipped through quality control and made their way into circulation. And the most talked about among these is the infamous double die error, where certain coins feature noticeable doubling in the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," as well as the date, 2007, with the doubling being so distinct in some cases that it can be observed with the naked eye, which is a rarity in itself and causes the value of such error coins to skyrocket far beyond standard valuations. And then there are off-center strikes where the design is visibly misaligned due to improper centering during the minting process, often resulting in part of the design missing and a blank crescent of metal visible, which makes these coins even more desirable, especially when the off-centering is dramatic yet leaves enough of the design visible to confirm the date and mint mark. And let's not forget about the striking errors such as die clashes, where the coin dies press against each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghostly imprints of one die on the other and ultimately transferring strange and eerie markings onto the struck coin, or the more rare but extremely collectible broad strike errors that happen when the retaining collar fails during striking, causing the coin to spread outwards and lack the standard raised rim, which not only looks dramatically different but also adds a significant premium for collectors who chase error types across modern mint issues. And beyond the errors, what makes the 2007 penny particularly intriguing is the sheer number of subtle die varieties that emerged from the Denver mint that year, due in part to the high volume of coins produced and minor inconsistencies in die engraving and wear, leading to small but crucial differences that turn a regular coin into a sought-after variety, such as repunched mint marks, RPMs, where a D has been struck more than once in slightly different positions, creating a doubling or shadow effect on the mint mark itself, or die cracks, chips, or cuts that appear as raised lines, bumps, or blobs of extra metal on the coin's surface due to progressive die wear or failure, which when present in certain locations like Lincoln's head, the date, or key lettering, greatly elevate the coin's collectible status and market value. And then there's the conversation around coins with plating bubbles or zinc rot visible under the copper layer, phenomena that may be seen as imperfections but are sometimes viewed as collectible curiosities by those who appreciate the unintended consequences of the minting process. And all of these factors together feed into the immense intrigue around the 2007 penny. And what makes it even more captivating is how many of these coins are still out there in circulation or stashed in jars and drawers, completely unrecognized for their potential worth, meaning that the opportunity to find a valuable specimen remains real and accessible to anyone with a keen eye and a little bit of numismatic curiosity. And it's not just the ultra-rare errors that fetch high values either, because even well-struck, uncirculated 2007 pennies in pristine condition with full red coloration, known as MSRD coins, can command surprisingly high prices from collectors aiming to complete high-grade sets, especially when certified by top-tier grading companies like PCGS or NGC, where coins graded MS67 or above are significantly harder to find and sell at a premium. And while the majority of people overlook modern pennies as mere pocket change, the growing popularity of error coin collecting and the increasing attention to detail among enthusiasts has brought coins like the 2007 penny into the spotlight as tangible pieces of modern minting history that embody both the technical challenges of mass coin production and the enduring allure of small treasures hiding in plain sight. And so whether you're a casual collector just starting out or a seasoned hobbyist scanning every roll of pennies with excitement, the 2007 USA 1-cent coin stands as a testament to how something so small can hold such great value, not just monetary but historical and cultural as well, reminding us all that sometimes it's the tiniest details that carry the greatest worth. And the thrill of the hunt continues to fuel a passionate community who understand that every coin has a story and every error is an opportunity. So keep your eyes open, your magnifier ready, and your mind curious, because you never know when the next $102 penny might be sitting right in your palm. And if you found this deep dive fascinating and want more stories about valuable coins hiding in everyday circulation, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover the hidden fortunes lying within your spare change. Next. Today, you are going to be blown away by the incredible story of the 1994 1-cent coin that could be worth an astonishing $204 because of its rare errors and shocking minting mistakes that turned an ordinary penny into a collector's dream and a numismatic jackpot. And if you think a single cent can't be life-changing, then stick around because we are diving deep into the story behind this rare piece of history that might just be hiding in your own coin jar, your dresser drawer, or the change tray in your car, because the 1994 penny is no ordinary coin. It's a marvel of minting gone wrong in all the right ways that now makes it one of the most talked about and sought after coins by collectors across the world. So let's peel back the layers of this copper-coated mystery and uncover why this seemingly simple coin minted in the billions suddenly skyrocketed in value and became worth hundreds of dollars just because of a few crucial and fascinating details, starting with how the United States Mint struck this coin in 1994 using a copper-plated zinc composition, with the intention of mass production and regular circulation just like every other penny in your wallet. But as with many coins in U.S. history, the perfection the mint aimed for didn't always make it to the final product, and in this case, several types of errors slipped through the cracks, creating numismatic gems that are now worth up to $204 or more. And to fully understand the uniqueness of these coins, we need to dive into the various error types that appeared on the 1994 1-cent coin, beginning with the most famous and valuable one, the double die obverse, a minting mistake that occurs when the die used to stamp the coin has a slight shift, leading to a doubled image especially noticeable in the lettering, the motto, "In God We Trust," the word liberty, or even the date itself. And collectors obsess over this type of doubling because it's unmistakable to the trained eye and adds significant rarity and value to any coin. And in the 1994 penny, when such a doubling occurs, particularly on a coin that already had a lower survival rate in mint state, it immediately drives up its demand and price among collectors and auction houses alike. And that's just one example, because other minting errors like off-center strikes, where the die misaligns and the coin's design appears pushed to one side, have also been discovered in the 1994 1-cent pieces. And these types of off-center coins can range from 5% to even 90% off-center, and the more dramatic the error, the higher the value, with some collectors willing to pay top dollar, especially if the date of the coin is still visible on a large off-center strike. And then there are the clip planchet errors, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to a fault during the blank cutting phase, and this kind of dramatic mistake makes a coin stand out instantly, especially when paired with a visible date and mint mark. And speaking of mint marks, though many of the 1994 pennies were struck in Philadelphia and Denver, errors in mint mark placement, or even the presence of a repunched mint mark, where the mint letter appears doubled or shifted slightly, also add collectible intrigue to the coin. But one of the more peculiar errors found on some 1994 1-cent coins is the die crack or die break, which shows up as a raised line across the surface of the coin, a result of worn-out dies used past their prime. And these lines can vary in length, sometimes crossing through Lincoln's face or neck, or even slicing through the date, giving the coin a unique battle-scarred appearance that numismatists treasure because it speaks to a moment in minting history where human oversight or machinery were created a limited-run anomaly. And then we also have coins with plating blisters or bubbles, especially prominent on copper-plated zinc pennies of the 1990s, where improper bonding during the plating process creates unsightly raised areas on the coin's surface. And though they might seem like imperfections to the average eye, these blisters become selling points when collectors are in search of rare variants from a specific year, and the 1994 1-cent is no exception, as several documented cases have shown coins with these characteristics being sold at premium prices online and at coin shows, sometimes accompanied by other errors like missing design elements or strike-throughs, where a foreign object like a piece of thread or grease gets between the die and the planchet during the minting process, resulting in a coin with part of its design completely missing or distorted, creating one-of-a-kind coins that fetch serious money and add to the story of the 1994 penny's strange and valuable legacy. And let's not forget the environmental toning or chemical reactions that have given some 1994 pennies vibrant blue, purple, or rainbow hues, which, although not technically an error, still increase collector interest due to their striking appearance and uniqueness, especially when combined with a mint state or high-grade rating. And speaking of grades, the condition of a 1994 penny plays a massive role in determining its value, as coins that have been preserved well without scratches, discoloration, or signs of circulation, often referred to as MS, mint state, coins, command much higher prices than those that have been heavily used. And a 1994 penny with even one notable error in a mint state condition is almost guaranteed to hit or exceed the $204 mark, especially if certified by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. And all these factors, error types, condition, rarity, demand, and appeal, combined to make the 1994 1-cent coin one of the most surprising modern-era coins to gain popularity and value in collector circles. And the story doesn't stop there, because rumors continue to surface online and in collector forums about potential unlisted varieties still being discovered in circulation, with some users claiming to have found unusual planchet compositions or hybrid errors involving fragments of other coin designs accidentally struck on a penny blank. And while these claims are hard to verify without proper examination and certification, they fuel a community of treasure hunters who now scour through jars of change, bank rolls, and estate sale finds, all in search of that elusive 1994 penny that could be worth hundreds and maybe even more. And this is what keeps the coin world so exciting, because every coin has a story, and the 1994 1 cent is one with multiple chapters filled with unexpected twists, minting mishaps, and the thrill of the hunt. And whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just started checking their change after hearing these stories, the truth is clear: the 1994 penny is not just another coin. It's a symbol of how little details and tiny flaws can add up to big value and big money. So if you have a 1994 1-cent coin lying around, take a closer look under a magnifying glass, examine the date, the letters, the rim, and every surface detail, because you might just be holding onto a $204 surprise without even knowing it. And this brings us full circle to why coins like these matter, not just for their monetary value but for the history they represent and the mystery they carry. So whether you're in it for the thrill, the profit, or the history, the 1994 penny is a must-watch, must-check, and must-know item for anyone even remotely interested in coin collecting or rare currency discoveries. And if you found this breakdown fascinating and want to keep learning about valuable coins, rare errors, and the hidden treasures that might be sitting right under your nose, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more incredible finds, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another moment of numismatic gold, because your next penny could be worth more than you ever imagined. Today we're going deep into the fascinating story of the 2000 1-cent coin, a penny that, at first glance, might seem like any other, yet has astonished the numismatic world, with values reported as high as $167 due to rare minting errors, manufacturing anomalies, and historical interest that continues to grow among collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. And throughout this journey we'll uncover the exact types of flaws, imperfections, and die varieties that can elevate this humble piece of currency from pocket change to prized collectible. So let's rewind the clock to the year 2000, a pivotal moment as the world transitioned into a new millennium, and the Denver Mint was producing billions of 1-cent coins, pumping them out in huge numbers to meet the demands of a booming economy. Amid this sea of copper-plated zinc coins, a few anomalies managed to slip past the watchful eyes of quality control inspectors, creating a perfect storm of scarcity, intrigue, and ultimately value. While the standard 2000 Lincoln cent follows the familiar design with the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, it is the deviations from this standard that make certain specimens stand out to the trained eye, and it is in those deviations, those imperfections in striking, design, alignment, and composition, that we find the hidden value collectors crave. First and foremost, let's talk about the most famous and widely recognized error type associated with the 2000 penny, the double die, particularly on the obverse side, which results from a misalignment during the hubbing process where the coin's die receives the design more than once in slightly different positions, and the result is dramatic doubling in visible features like the date, the lettering in Liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." And these kinds of errors are not only visually striking but also rare enough to warrant a substantial premium. When a collector sees that doubling under magnification, especially on such high-profile areas, it becomes a focal point of fascination and authentication, and even minor cases of doubling on this coin have been known to fetch values upward of $100, while stronger examples in mint state can climb to or beyond $167 with ease. Next on our list of prized anomalies is the off-center strike error, which occurs when the blank planchet is not properly centered in the coining press, leading to a coin where part of the design is missing and a blank crescent-shaped area remains, and the value of these errors depends largely on how far off-center the strike occurred. Coins that are 10 to 20% off may only command modest premiums, but those that are 40 to 60% off and still retain visible dates and mint marks are significantly more desirable and can reach value similar to our $167 benchmark or higher depending on condition. Another key player in the realm of 2000 penny anomalies is the clip planchet error, where the blank metal disc used to create the coin was improperly cut from the metal strip, resulting in a coin with a missing section that often appears as a crescent-shaped clip or a straight edge. This error is dramatic and unmistakable, and while not extremely rare, it is still a sought-after variation, particularly when the clip does not interfere with key design elements like the date or Lincoln's profile, and collectors are often willing to pay premiums for clean examples that show strong strike details alongside the clip. Let's not forget the die crack and die chip errors, which can create unique textures and oddities across the coin's surface. These occur when the die used to strike the coin becomes damaged or develops small fractures, resulting in raised lines or blobs of metal on the finished coin, often appearing near Lincoln's eye, on his jacket, or within the letters of the design. These types of errors are sometimes dismissed by casual observers, but dedicated collectors recognize the appeal of a dramatic die break, especially when it gives the coin an unusual appearance like a cracked skull or extra features, sometimes nicknamed cuds or spikes, and in mint state condition. A coin with a bold die crack or chip can be valued in the $50 to $150 range and occasionally more, depending on the severity and location of the anomaly. One extremely valuable variation in the 2000 penny series involves transitional errors and striking on improper planchets. On rare occasions, a penny intended for the 2000 minting was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a foreign coin or a different denomination, such as a dime planchet or a copper-based planchet left over from pre-1982 production runs, which is highly unlikely but has occurred before in other years, making collectors particularly interested in weight anomalies and metal composition differences, and any 2000 penny that does not match the expected weight of 2.5 grams or does not react to standard metal testing may warrant further investigation and potentially professional grading and authentication, where confirmed examples can skyrocket in value far beyond $167. Let's also explore the world of misaligned dies, where the obverse and reverse dies are not properly aligned during the striking process, resulting in a coin where the two sides do not correspond perfectly. This can cause a visible shift in the design on one or both sides of the coin, and in severe cases, the coin might appear slightly tilted or have elements that are partially cut off at the rim, and although such errors are often minor, extreme examples with full date visibility and a sharp shift in alignment are rare enough to demand high interest from error specialists and can sell in the range of $75 to $175 depending on overall condition. Then there's the issue of weak strikes, which are not as flashy as other errors but still important. These occur when the coin does not receive a full impression from the die due to low pressure or debris between the die and planchet, resulting in a blurry or incomplete design, particularly on peripheral lettering or Lincoln's features, and these coins can be overlooked by the casual eye, but once recognized, especially in uncirculated condition, they can gain attention from collectors who appreciate the subtlety and rarity of such mechanical mishaps. One must also consider repunched mint marks or RPMs, which occur when the mint mark was punched more than once in different positions before finalizing. Although most modern coins use a single die with an integrated mint mark, remnants of this older process can still cause visible doubling or shadow effects under magnification, and these RPM varieties, while less common on late 20th century coins, do exist and are highly prized by specialists in the field, and a 2000 penny with a clearly defined RPM could easily approach or surpass the $167 mark when authenticated. Moreover, toning and environmental effects can add an unexpected layer of value to the 2000 penny, especially when the coin develops attractive natural colors due to oxidation. Rainbow toning, rich purples, blues, oranges, and reds can form on the coin's surface over time, and while technically not an error, attractive toning is a highly subjective and collectible feature, with some toned 2000 cents commanding premiums from collectors who favor unique eye appeal. Let's not forget the immense role that grade and condition play in determining a coin's value. While circulated examples of the 2000 penny with minor errors might fetch between $10 and $50, specimens in mint state, especially those graded MS65 or higher by certified grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can break through the $100 barrier and, when paired with a dramatic error or rare variation, easily approach the $167 benchmark or beyond, especially in auctions where demand spikes unexpectedly. As more collectors enter the hobby and begin exploring modern Lincoln cents, the demand for authenticated and certified error coins continues to rise, creating upward pressure on prices for key varieties like the 2000 error pennies. It's also worth mentioning the impact of population reports and registry sets, where collectors aim to assemble high-grade examples of every date and mint mark combination, including known varieties and errors, and this collector competition drives scarcity and premium pricing, particularly when only a few high-grade error coins have been certified and made available on the open market. Furthermore, social media and online marketplaces have brought even more attention to coins like the 2000 D penny, where viral posts and sensational finds have sparked widespread interest in error coins, leading many people to check their change, search old rolls, and submit coins for grading, all of which increase the perceived and actual value of standout specimens. In conclusion, the 2000 D 1-cent coin, while minted in huge quantities and appearing common at first glance, harbors a wide range of potential errors and variations, from doubled dies and off-center strikes to clipped planchets, die cracks, misaligned dies, transitional errors, and repunched mint marks.